Hey all, 118 Seth Shadow here. So let's go ahead and get into today's market watch. We've got a few new items that have hit the market amongst promos that I want to discuss. But today we're going to start off with some exclusives from Glory Finder just to see where those are. Now note that the Glory Finder sets are still around the $100-$105 range if you're looking to pick them up right now. Just keep that in mind when it comes to some of these individual prices. So, one of them is Lena, Sister of Judgment. I haven't seen anyone play this in Glory Finder yet. Granted, I've only played it once at this point. But this one is currently $9 if you want to pick up the base form, and then another $7 if you want to pick up the Evo. And those have sold already as individual singles. The market price on the base one is $10, and for the Evo it's currently $8, so technically a little cheaper, unless you count the shipping and handling to go with it. It's free shipping on the... Oh, no, it's not. The ones that are listed at the lower price have a 99-cent shipping tag, so it's basically the same price across the board. There's also Relinquish Reason, which this one I feel is a pretty typical Glory Finder card to play, given that it swaps attack targets, which is something that is very useful in a multiplayer format. Right now, it's $7.99 to pick up. 5 listings on this one, and it goes from $7 to just almost $8.50 to pick it up. And again, when it comes to Glory Finder, you only need one of each card, because you can only play one copy of every card that you play. This is one that you typically would end up playing more often than not. Looking a bit at some of the new tokens that we got from set 6. First is One Tail Fox, which is 59 cents to start right now with 13 listings, and they have been selling for 60 to 75 cents recently. We're still looking at 60, consolidated around 63, so 60 cents is pretty typical of this one. Paper Shikigami, this one is 72 cents to start off with 40 copies on the market. This one sells for 70 to 80 cents, so a little bit higher than the One-Tailed Fox does. And consolidated at 72 cents, so it's closer to 70 cents to pick up for this one. Celestial Shikigami is the last new one that we got at 65 cents to start, and this one also sells for the 60s to 80 cent range right now, and they're also consolidated more around 65 cents, so all of them are still under $1 to pick up. In terms of how many you need, I know for One-Tailed Fox you'll typically want at least 5 of them, and then for anything else, like the Shikigamis, the Paper Shikigami is played a bit more, and then Celestial is probably not played as much. Spinaria, Keeper of Enigmas. So I was talking about how this one is a play for today's Forestcraft with Amatez, and we're down to 7 listings on the Legendary starting at $3, but the Super Legendary is still bought out to the point of $34. I'm actually curious to see if anyone's actually bought into it since its $20 point. I see sales around $18 here, one at $22, so no one's bought it in the $30 range yet, and it looks like the only listing also has a $5 shipping tag. So now it's actually a $40 card if you want to pick it up, and the only one for the Super Legendary. I talked a bit about Sukuna before, but just to review it again, right now we're looking at 50 cents if you want to pick up the regular rare, and then the Evo rare is only at 2 listings and is $1.25 to start. I'm curious now. Let's take a look. No, $5 shipping tag on that one too, so Sukuna's Evo is currently at least a $5 card to pick up. If you want the foil versions though, the base form is the more expensive one. It's $17, and then it's about $6 if you want to pick up the Evo. To that point, let me see if any of these have sold. 17, oh yeah. Recently we did have a $20 sale, and at the end of July we still had $15 sales. So 17 is not a bad ask, I suppose. But Forestcraft has notoriously always had a lot of the most expensive foils in the game so far. Acolyte's Light, taking a look at this one again, we're still looking at $7 across the board, except for one of the Glory Finder variants, which is currently at $5. Interesting to see, given that the only way that you can get the Glory Finder bundles is all from the same Glory Finder set. So it's weird to see that one is actually selling while the other is still sitting a little bit cheaper and is not selling. So I guess to that point, let me see if there's any difference in... No, there are 3 copies for that $5 listing, but after that, it's $7. So, yeah, ultimately, still overall a $7 card and sells for that quite readily. Andromeda got a promo in the newest tournament pack, and otherwise, it's only got a gold from set 4. At this point, you really only play it in Egghaven. You could play it with some other strategies, but for the most part, its usefulness really lies in playing it in Egghaven. The promo is $3.50 but has no sales yet. It's still pretty fresh on the market, and then it's about 50 cents to 65 cents to pick up if you want to get the original gold. Abyss has been getting a lot of gains overall, so we've got a lot to go through on that. Ruai is one of the biggest ones, where even though I say so, it's more so on the fact that we don't have as many listings on the market. It's almost $5 to pick up for the regular legendary. The Evo is still almost $1.50, but between the two, there are only 15 listings overall. There are no listings on the base of the super legendary, but the Evolve still has 15 listings starting at $14, and the market price there is $16.25. And for curiosity's sake, the market price on the super legendary of the base form is currently $20. Soul Dealer is still holding some pretty good value on its base form. This card has barely ever left around $10. Market price is currently $9.24 for the base form, and the base price is $8.50. The Evolve is still cheap, of course, $1.64 to pick up there. And when it comes to the super legendaries, they're not too much higher. You can get the base form at around $12.50 to $13, and the super legendaries in the $5 range for where it's listed, but the market price is actually $9.19 right now. Lesser Mummy, this is still exclusive to the starter deck for Abyss, and the lowest listing available now is about $10 with only 3 listings, but this card is not sold since June, and that last sale was $3. Given that Lesser Mummy has seen lesser play over time, I'm not surprised to see that these haven't really sold, and right now they're basically just $10 across the board. I would imagine that prices would have to come down for this one to actually be able to sell it, but even $5 almost feels like a stretch given that Lesser Mummy hasn't been getting played as much. Aragave, the Berserker, which is just new out of set 6, is running low on listings on its legendary at around $6 to pick up, market price and base listing. And then when it comes to the super legendary, there are 7 listings for that one starting at $24. This is Sanguine specific, but a pretty strong card overall. Gintetsu Great Fox has some weirdness going on, where this one is also starting to get bought out at 9 listings on the regular legendary. The Evo still has some pretty decent value, but it's actually pretty aligned on the base listings, where the regular and the super legendary are both $6 to $7 for their base listings. The market price on the super legendary is pretty much double that of the regular one. The ultimate rare exists as well for about $154. And here's the other thing. The super legendary of the base form, and then there is the promo version that you get as the winning prize for the draft format. There's a huge difference in price between the two, despite the fact that the rarity setup is pretty much the same. The main difference on the promo is that you also have a hot stamp for the actual format, for the draft format. So it's $25 right now to pick up the one from set 6, which is just the regular super legendary, but someone actually bought the winning promo at $150. And now the base listing is $200 on that one, higher than the ultimate rare, which of the Evo, which is insane. That is pretty insane. That's all I can tell you. But essentially, if you really want that stamp, then that's a big premium to pay for that stamp. Otherwise, you can basically get it for a huge discount without the stamp. Fina Dynamite Daredevil, which is a new promo for the tournament packs, alt art compared to its gold from set 5. This one is selling. I'm a little surprised at how cheap it's starting out at. There's only one listing right now, $20, but it's already been selling for $17. And I know players have been picking this up in troves back when Fina first came out. So I think this will go kind of fast, and then we'll have to see where it goes from here. It is a neutral and generic, so yeah. And our last card for today is Ancient Alchemist, the Evo version specifically, because it's a gold, so I want to see where this is going. Still 32 listings, and it's around almost $1.50 to pick up, and we've been seeing sales at close to $1.50. They're mostly $1.40-ish. And available-wise, most of them are available under $1.50. They start to get more consolidated around $1.75, but that's not saying too much. There are not too many copies amongst all the listings. But this is one of those you'll have to watch for once we get to, I think it's set 8s or 9s format. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys later.